Hope you had a chance to see the earlier episode where we discussed about the engineering best practices. In this session, we will take a look at the usability engineering best practices. Usability engineering refers to all the areas that are concerned with the interaction between the system and end user. Usability is one of the biggest success factors for any product. Take for example, Facebook and Twitter. While there are several social networking sites, only a few of them connect to the audience. Usability plays an important role to achieve this connect. Usability engineering should be looked at as an ongoing effort instead of just a one-time effort. Let's look at some of the best practices that can help in engineering your product usability. Know your end user. Understanding the end user and their interests will help in a long way to produce the usability that can reach the audience. It's important to analyze the real-time working conditions under which the system is going to be used. For example, if the system is used in a BPO industry, you will need to focus on response time, navigation, hotkeys, etc. so that the BPO agent can be very productive. On the other hand, if the system is used by senior management in an organization, then the focus can be on presentation, charts, information architecture, etc., which will be appealing for management team. Know the data that you are going to present to the user. Information architecture is a skill that deals with rendering the information, which is the data, in the best possible manner that is highly usable by the end user. Type of data, volume, accessibility, data navigation, all these factors can influence the information architecture. This will further have impact on the controls that will be used in rendering the information. Keep the UI simple. User demographics play an important role in determining the UI, both visuals and behavior. User demographics indicate the characteristics of end user, such as age group, gender, as well as user environment like internet availability, access speed, workstation configuration, etc. In general, it's advised to keep the UI as simple as possible. However, simple is a very subjective term. That is where understanding user demographics can help in determining the level to which you need to keep it simple. Navigation. Navigation refers to the path and time that is taken towards accessing a particular functionality or data. Navigation can be one area which can help you differentiate your product from your competitor's product. In some scenarios, navigation can have a huge impact on the productivity of the system. This is applicable in scenarios where repeated scenarios are performed numerous times. Examples could be an executive trying to feed as many data as possible using a data entry screen, a nurse using a prescription page to provide medicine for a long list of patients. Consistency. Mental model refers to the thought process about how something works in the real world. Establishing consistency in both appearance and behavior helps the user in building and realizing the mental model of how the product works, which in turn can help in lowering training costs and quicker adoption of product. Create a match between your system and real world. Usage of words, phrases, and concepts that are familiar to the end user can bring the intuitiveness in the application. For example, patient chart is a better term compared to patient record. Similarly, usage of symbols and icons like date, edit, save, etc. can also help. Use standard GUI controls. Couple of points back we discussed about mental models. Users who have been using computers for a while would have formed a mental model that tells them how a certain control functions. One should try to avoid changing the standard behavior of these standard controls. For example, if someone adds right-click functionality on a command button, no one would be able to guess it due to the fact that command buttons have always been used to click and not right click. Design for the minimum inputs. Let's take the example of shopping cart functionality. Assume a user does regular purchasing of standard set of items every week or month. The user would appreciate to have a functionality that can allow him to save the shopping cart as a template, which he or she can use the next time. Alternatively, there can also be a functionality to copy and create a shopping cart from the history. Keep your user informed. System should provide continuous feedback for every user action. The feedback can be in the form of messages, alerts, graphics, which could be colors, icons, or sand clock cursors. Pre-feedback can also be used in instances like confirmation alert before the user deletes some critical data. The feedback should be clearly visible and understandable to the user. Using simple error messages, highlighting the area or control that has problems, using different icons or colors or fonts to indicate success and failure feedback can also help. Except that the user will make mistakes. System should be robust enough to handle any kind of action from the user, regardless of whether those actions make sense or not in real life. Do not assume the user is fully aware about what they are doing. Consider technology impacts on UI design. One should keep a close watch on the trends in front-end technologies like Ajax HTML5. At the same time, one should not over-engineer the UI where it's not necessary. Pick the right technology after understanding the business and technical need of the product. Do time study. Just like anything else, the 80-20 rule applies for systems as well. By this rule, 20% of the functionality gets access 80% of the time. Therefore, it's important to focus on this 20% more and ensure the user is able to use it with less time and effort. You may also consider providing multiple access or navigation links to access this 20% functionality. Time study is a good tool to measure the effectiveness of the system. This is done by sequencing a series of actions that will typically happen in a real scenario. Example, search for a product, add to cart, check out the cart, and make payment. We can allow the user to perform this sequence of activity and measure the time taken in each step. At the end of it, we will get the overall time required to complete the given sequence. This can further be analyzed to see where performance can be improved. Do hallway testing. Hallway testing is an interesting exercise that can reveal a lot of information about the usability and intuitiveness of the product. This is typically done by inviting a person who has no idea about what the system is performing, but should try to figure out by themselves. Of course, you cannot test complex features or functionality using this methodology. Rather, this will be more useful to test the cross-cutting features like menu access, clarity of information provider, color usage, etc. That completes our session on the usability best practices. Thank you.